here, by the way, in case you were wondering. Ah, not the American psychiatrist from Texas. A bit further south than Texas. Down under, even. Right, well, the action happens. And not. Well, all I'm trying to do, I'll show you. There's a little wing nut under here that I need to get access to. Hopefully, all of the things work. Let's see if we can zoom. Last time we couldn't. Oh, we zoomed. Excellent. So if we look under there, where is it? There it is. Nice little wing nut, and it's stuck fast. So I'm going to be hitting it with things and, generally swearing. So, language warning. You know what it's like when people try to repair things. Language happens. That's what happens. You're right. So we'll just give it a bit of a tappy. Tap, tap, tap. And also give it a bit of a spray. Spray, spray, spray. Wherever I can find the spray, spray, spray. Here we go. I haven't got much spray, spray, spray left, so I'm hoping that's enough. Sadly, this spray evicted a spider. Now that sounds, okay if you're from the UK. But no, I don't like doing that. Now that thing's just spinning uselessly underneath. So what I'm going to do is just try and work that beautiful, delicious spray in. Righty tighty, lefty loosey. Just do it in pulses. Hope that it'll eventually, see reason, get persuaded without. That's sounding promising. It's not actually promising, so good. I mean, we wouldn't want to make actual progress. That'd be silly. All right. What I can do, perhaps, let's have a look and see how this is attaché-vued. Can I get any of those things off? Probably not. I can't get a screwdriver in there. So let's just try more spray. If there is any more spray. What we're probably going to get is a pathetic little squid of stuff. Here he is, the pathetic squitter indeed. Here we go. Problem with using metals in general is that they tend to get corroded. When they get corroded, they don't work as well. Oh, hello, 9 people. How you doing? Oh, that's sounding... No, not good. Not working. But I had a feeling that if I just went onto the old YouTube and showed me struggling away with this thing, people would enjoy it. And I think I'm right. That's a good shot there to try and get a squiddy in, hey? Look what we've got there. There's your old wing nut. Well, someone likes it. Of course, I could be referred to as the old wing nut, so there we go. See if that was a good worky-inny bit. Well, it's certainly working against the plastic. You've got to break that seal. It's not like you're going to the pub. Although, I suppose there is a certain amount of hitting things that you see at the pub as well. sounds promising. Or is it just moving faster? Probably just moving faster. Hold on to that and hit. Oh, this is hard work. Should have paid the servants to do it, hey? Come here, Jeeves. Yes, ma'am. Yes, miss, sir. I was going to say milady. Because I'm only thinking about, you know, the Thunderbirds that go, yes, milady. I don't know what other butlers say. Jeeves, come here and fix this. Yes, sir. Are we making progress? I think we are. Yay, progress. If progress is a nut spinning futilely around with the bolt attached, that is progress. Excellent. I'm glad we got that far. I know. Good luck indeed. Hello, Opal guy. It's been a rough couple of months. My father's pretty crook at the moment, so we're hopeful, but what he has is not exactly stuff that to be hopeful for. So I've been caught in amongst a whole heap of things, but I thought I'm going to get back into what I love, because let's face facts. If you don't, does it work? No. Well, at least the bolt is spinning in a much more futile way a lot faster, so that's good. Oh, hang on. No, it's just everything else is moving with it. I'm going to have to get an implement of hitting. What kind of implement of hitting do I have? Of course, this thing is universally regarded as an implement of hitting. A Bowie knife. Make some nice little scores on the bolt. That'll learn it. Let's give that a go. How's that working? Oh, not at all. Good. Excellent. Wouldn't want it to work, would we? No, that'd be terrible. Right. So what can we do? Can we move the entire unit? We might be able to. That's probably a good idea. We're going to move this away. You can see it from the top view. Here we go. Top view. Come on. There we go. No, it's not. It's not that at all. Just behave, you stupid little thing. Okay, here we go. So we move this over to here, and then we just move this away. We just move the whole bizzo out. Can we get the whole bizzo out? I think we can. There we go. That looks like a bit of a bizzo getting out manoeuvre. The only trouble is there's an awful lot of bizzo. It needs to be gotten out of the way to do this. I was hoping not to. I was hoping to, you know, be very smooth operation. No friction, just angels, kisses and lollipops and all the cool stuff. But apparently not easy. Who'd have thunk it? Screwdriver. Thank you. Now, what else is attached here? That's attached to that. So we disattach that. In a friction-free way. There we go. That's not me. My bowels are fine. Okay, here we go. Right. One last thing. Remove that. Once again, my bowels are all right. That's the screwdriver. That's the screwdriver talking, I promise. I've seen an endocrinologist and they say I'm fine. I think a psychiatrist is the one that you need to talk to though. Okay, here we go. What we get now, is there any frictionless things happening here? Yeah, there are. The frictionless is happening under here, where you can't see us, the frictionless. Here we go. Here we go. Less is frictionless, and now we can just disattach this. This is. The problem, of course, is disattaching means you have to reattach later. But this is basically a run that's just to get everything up and running. It's not anything to. We're not doing any major opaling at the moment. We're just getting. We're fixing the equipment. We are fixing equipment. Okay, so that's that done. Now, I'm not sure. It's hard to touch the phone now because it is so messy. Here we go. When you're involved in a maintenance cycle, I'm going to flip around. There we go. When you're involved in the old maintenance cycle, it's not, beer and Skittles. It's a bit raw. It's a bit uncut. It's a bit, I don't know, they probably like that, don't they? People are like, oh yeah, raw, uncut, amazing. Cool. You got it. You got your raw and uncut and amazing stuff. Basically, that means some old guy swearing at shit. So, welcome to raw, uncut, amazing. Right. That's a good sound. Once again, the bowels are fine. Okay. Now to address the elephant in the room. Hello, Mr. Elephant. Hello. I've got a dress for you. Is it a tutu? Sorry, mate. It's a 50-50. Okay. There you go. Good quality humour right there from Dr. Phil. Let's get physical. We're gonna get. You know what they say? If brute force isn't working, you're not using enough of it. So let's just get this in here. Hold that down, and now we can give a few lusty blows with the Bowie knife. Oh, for those people who are not in Australia, they wouldn't recognise a redback when it's young. There he is. Hello, young redback. Slightly less venomous than a black widow, as far as I've been told. So if you're scared of black widows, well, sorry. Is that working at all? Who knows? I suppose the other question is, why are you expecting success when you're using a Bowie knife? I don't know. If it's a Bowie knife, do we have to be singing like David Bowie songs? This is ground control to Major Tom. Gonna get this wing nut off. But I don't think that it is in orbit at all. Don't look like I've made any progress whatsoever. I think I have. Let's try. Well, it's nice and smooth. It's a smooth wing nut. And then I got the spray on the wing nut. And then the spray ran out. I'm a bit annoyed. It's a wing nut. Wing nut, you okay? You okay? You okay, wing nut? Wing nut, you okay? You okay? You okay, wing nut? Look at my freaking pants. Absolutely. It's as if I'm doing hard yakka. So what I'm doing is I'm rocking it from side to side so that I can completely destroy everything. I may get violent soon. It'll probably be something simple like I'm, twisting it the wrong way. That's an option. I'll also try and get these other bits off now that I've got a bit of leverage. So see if we can just dismantle the whole thing so we can get a good hold of it. Problem is, I think the Yanks call it cammed out when you get rid of the pattern on the nut or the bolt or the whatever, the following. Anything else I can do there? No, it's probably glued or something silly like that. Yeah, it's glued. Well done, me. So I was never going to need to unglue this. It's not like I have to change it every 6 months. What I'm doing now is I'm just rocking it, trying to get the tunes out. We will rock you, rock you. I am coming up with astonishing numbers of relevant tunes to the task that I am performing. Frustrated rock star comes in the time of YouTube. Instead of singing into your hairbrush nowadays, you do things on YouTube. It's the way of the future, I don't think. I've got a real hammer in the garage. That'd be too silly. Don't worry about that. Coat of paint, it'll be fine. Right. Man, this thing's being stubborn. I've given it a lot of encouragement. It's just not being encouraged. I may have to use the soldering iron. I'll give it a bit of whack on the end. Oh, no, that was too hopeful. That, on the other hand, I don't think is. Yes, it's working. Woohoo! every turn, but it's working a bit. So let's try and just give it a bit of a standard chisel. All right, that's okay. It's hopeless but encouraging at the same time. A bit like life, really. You know, the sad thing is, if I was Forrest Gump, I would probably have a really good life lesson for you. Oh, hello, lots of people. Oh, thank you very much. Aussie Hammer, yeah. Hammer time. I've got the baggy pants and everything. Is that joke dated? I think so, yes. Should get the old glasses out too, so I can read properly. I don't think it's because I'm going slowly blind. I reckon that YouTube is slowly making the writing smaller. Have you ever seen the skip button recently? Skip, 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 skip. You missed it. Right, let's see if that works. You know, I'm sure there's plenty of... Hello, I'm Steve the Tool Man. We're going to teach you how to get a nut off a bolt, off a nut, off a wing nut. The easy way. Not like this clown. Admittedly, it is rusted on pretty good. So, but I've made some progress. Basically, you can see that there's not much thread underneath there. So it's not just threading. And don't worry, when a knife falls onto your feet, that's not a problem. Now, it certainly gives you an air of professionalism, doesn't it? But I think it's kind of good that, I don't know, I'm not sure YouTube is a bastion of really, you know, people who've got it together. I think it's mostly people like me. So take that as you want to. But still, sometimes, like, I've got these montages. You can look through the channel later on. It'll certainly help me. But you'll get these montages of people building amazing things. And if I went inside, like, I'm building a computer, so, you know, I suppose there is a bit of that, but basically 90% of building is struggling with stuff. And you don't ever get the struggles, you just get the clean cut. Watch me as I, here, it's a TV. Made it disappear. Because it doesn't work well as a workbench when you're doing it this way. I am seriously considering extreme violence. What to do? Extreme violence or not extreme violence? That is the question. Whether it is nobler in the mind, stuff the slings and arrows of YouTube people laughing at me, or to just belt the crap out of it. As you can see, I'm quite the thespian. I'm a whited thespian at the moment. Actually, I've literally got a Shakespeare quote. Something wicked this way comes. Does anyone know where that comes from? A rusty bolt to anyone who figures it out. Okay. Right. I presume in the comment section by now there's someone who said, oh yeah, just get the Werbefinger and, you know, move it 15 degrees to the left and everything will be solved. And they'll be bloody right too. Well, we're definitely making progress. That violence has definitely made progress. Who says that violence is never the answer, huh? They've never tried this kind of thing. I mean, admittedly, I'm not going to be firing missiles into the Middle East anytime soon. And I think that's where I draw the line. I think I'm hitting a piece of plastic, yes. Firing missiles into the Middle East, no. Maybe there. Yeah, I know they said something about your mum, but just grow up. And I'm aware that there's, bad actors everywhere. Can't chuck a rock at the moment without finding a bad actor, can you? Still, didn't Bill and Ted say, be nice to everyone and let's party, dude, or something like that? I reckon that's a good one. It's frustrating. It's nearly there. Just so very nearly there. I'm just going to hit it with pliers for a while, see what happens. I hope this gives some catharsis to someone. I'm not giving catharsis to me. No catharsis here. I'm going to return it the other way. I probably should have done that a while ago. Did someone say, turn it the other way? If they did, congratulations. And that did get progress. Here we go. This looks encouraging. Come on, we can do this. There's a whole, like, there's a... This is not dropping tools hour. It just looks like it's dropping tools hour. If it was dropping tools hour, I was like, this is the greatest school in the world. Ugh. There goes 50% of my orders. MAGA retreat. I don't care. It's not that I'm trying to insult anybody. I'm just trying to fix a thing. Then in Australia, like, there's a joke that Terry Pratchett once wrote about Australian politicians. We would elect them, and then the moment they were elected, they go straight to prison because that saved them some time. So I'm not treating any of your politicians any worse than I treat my own. Hold on to that. Get this is ground control to Tom. I think that it's still spinning. I better grip the grips much tighter. Oh, we're definitely making progress. I can see that. I mean, we could have a really clever title, couldn't we? Have like 2 live streams, 1 bolt. There we go. It's working free. Finally. No, not yet. Basically, the thing isn't... Ah! Collaborator of Curiosities. He's collaborating the Curiosities with the eyeballs and stuff. Hello! welcome to the train wreck. Are you kidding me? Maniacal laugh. I hate you. Right. So, that's that done. Now, why have I even done that? Because, how do I put it nicely? Because this is bloody hopeless. Right. That wasn't nice, was it? So, at any rate, it's an extension tool for the Dremel / Ozito. But you see, I don't feel like they need to have their brand named if they've done stuff like this. They had a perfectly good system. They replaced it with a slip shaft cranky thing, which makes you say rude words, and people titter over the internet, but still you don't get any really good stuff done. So all of that innuendo and no real, I know, endo in. Does that work? So this is what I've done here. I'll just push the turn it on button. If you've been on the channel, you'd know that they just don't make that noise when they were the other one. So that's the tension that I've been sensing with myself. So anyway, in this goes. And I'll give you a few of the features of my new plan. This is where we put the camera. It's called the Posterity Observation and Recall Attachment, or a platform to put your camera. Here's another platform. What's that noise? Have I? I bet I have. Yep, I put it onto what remains of the spray, and it just sat there slowly sputtering at me. All right, so I've got this stuff. Do I know what it is? No. Hopefully it's not asbestos. Put this onto that, like so, and now we have a rubber mat, which potentially absorbs all of the nasties of the shakings and the vibrationing and all of the other things that you could possibly have. So if that works out, goodbye wingnut, hello ergonomics. Ooh, it's like a prize for something. Congratulations, you've won the Nobel Dremel Prize. And quite frankly, if world leaders who, you know, start conflicts all around the world and can get a peace prize, where's mine? I haven't done anything like that. I want a peace prize now. I really want a peace prize. Is anyone selling another one? How much are they? Do they accept like payment schemes? I've talked it down to 4 people, have I? Did I deserve that? Probably. Right. You hear that plopping sound in the background? That's a frog. That's all I had to say about that. There you go, there's a Trumpism. Not Trump, Gump. That's it, Gump. There's a difference between Trump and Gump, isn't it? One's a complete imbecile and the other one's in the movie. Right. So I wonder if that's even a word that you're allowed to say now. Movie. Should check that. Now, down to 2. I halved the viewership. Okay, I think that answers my question. Not allowed. You're not allowed to say things like, "You naughty, naughty boy." Right, so we put this onto this. So we get our plinth. Is that what we call them? A plinth? We're calling it a plinth now. It would be a plint, but I've got a lisp. So it's a plinth. Okay, so does that go in like that, or does it go in another way? I have a feeling it goes in another way. I think it goes in like that. So it's a sideways plinth. So it's a... All right. Let's just screw it all up. See what we can do. So we just pop this guy in like so. And what I'll also be doing, as an aside, is I'm sick of all of the troubles I have getting the camera to the screen and everything. And I've discovered that one of the real workhorses of everything is the humble piece of Lego. Not only does it destroy your feet when you walk around places barefoot, but it also helps you to design and build nice objects without having to worry too much. The precision of Lego is down to, get this, an 1/8 of a 100th of a millimeter. So that's like a 687 millionth of an inch or something. For our American viewers who need to have their measurements in pounds, shillings, and pence. And that's okay, because like the only thing I really know is that a 1/16 of an inch is a millimeter. So probably a 1/16 of that. That's Lego precision for you. It's them Scandinavians. I don't know what that accent is. It's definitely not Scandinavian. Right, that's in. This one's going in. And this is going on that. This is just a stand of a TV, by the way. So is it ambitious calling it a plinth? I don't know. But at least I've got something done. Like, I'm happy with that. What I've gotten done is I've covered myself in dust. That's great. Goals achieved. Really, really dusty, possibly dirty hands for my work tomorrow. I mean, it's all happening here. So have I done this right? Doubt it. Just thinking, if I go in this way, yeah, I think we're right. If not, well, we're screwed. Situation normal, basically. Fine, I will put a pilot hole in. Happy? For the who are wondering what I just did, screwdrivers break anyway, so you countersink with them, and it seems to work out. Now, I'm not getting the usual ratcheting sounds, and I didn't expect them, because basically it's just securing a plastic foot, really. Now that nearly went somewhere vital. Basically, if that had gone any further, I would have eliminated the option of me being able to go on to OnlyFans as well as YouTube. Not unless you had real kinks. Okay. So. Oh, cool. That really doesn't work at all. Good work. Hopefully it works a little bit better than doesn't work at all. Okay, so let's try. If it doesn't work, well, we tried. That doesn't make much sense, does it? Welcome to my channel. Here we go. In you get. Here we go. Here we go. Oh, look at that. Lovely. Except it's really not that. We may have a problem, Houston. I'll show you. Got plenty of room to maneuver right there. Can I angle this? Because it wouldn't actually... Look at that. And I can even angle it the other way. So, I meant that to happen. I'll show you. Here we go. So, it'll angle this way or it'll angle that way. But what I can do is probably... I'm just thinking about the best options. They would be to maneuver this guy an inch or so to the left, which I can do, and then angle it just a little bit to either side, or just, would it work facing away from us, or is it better facing to the side? I can put it into the side and we'll see what happens. So, can I do it one-handed is the question. Multi-talented I am. Yikes. Okay, here we go. So pop you in like so. Yep. You can go in like that. But then I can just angle you a little bit. Will that work? Will that work like that? The answer is no. It won't work like that, not in the slightest. It has to go the other way. So, in you go. Can we do drill cam? Can. In you get, in you get, in you get. But I don't want to go, I don't want to go. You must go. In you must go. Oh, we can do it in you go to this. In you must go. Remember the failure at the cave. Jovial little thing I am. Right. Okay. What I think we can do is we can get this to work like this. I mean, what's the worst that could happen? Losing a finger, probably. Okay. We can move this over like so. We can move this over like so, and that over like so. And that gives us a... How much clearance do I have there? Not a lot. I can just... Let's just maneuver around inside the thing without the thing doing the thing. If that makes any sense. Okay, here we go. Of course it makes sense. Perfect sense. Don't know why I worried. Okay, here we go. Here we go. I tell you what, one-handed carpentry has got a better reputation than one-handed typing. Yoink. Okay, in you go. In you go, plinth. Right, what can we do? Let's have a look. Is it 1:46 already? Time flies when you're having fun. Ugh. Yeah. I suppose what I'm doing is annoying the neighbours. No, we've got enough clearance for that. Sitting down, what I will do is try and get some stuff up and running. So is that good enough? I don't know. I could probably adjust. Is it good to actually have something for your hand to rest against whilst you're doing this? It might work out, you know. It might genuinely work out. What I can do is I can pull that screw out. We can give it a go, can't we? Grab a screwdriver. Sorry about the upside downiness. There we go. grab a screwdriver, undo this, rotate it a bit so we've got a bit of noise insulation. Or have we? It's not going. There's an issue doing this one-handed. Don't be silly, Phil. There won't be an issue doing it one. Of course not. That would be daft. Of course there's no issues doing it one-handed. Everyone does things one-handed. Oh. Right. Now, we'll just get into that. Right, now we'll move this. May as well take the other one off and we'll just move the plinth until we get it right. And then what will happen is if I do the opal cutting whilst this is still moving, it'll be a absolute bloody nuisance, but at least we'll get an idea for how things feel before we, you know, commit ourselves to any particular outrages. So what you do is, you know, just like with, you know, geopolitics, really, have a bit of think before you do stuff. So I think that's the most pointed I'm going to get. Ladies and gentlemen, it pays to have a bit of a think. No, I'm not liking that. I'm okay with that. If we move it just a little bit over like so, over like so, move this over like so. This goes back here. Good. Now, it looks beautiful, doesn't it? The Aussie hammer. Of course it's the Aussie hammer. Now, believe it or not, I know that this may have been declared dead, but I don't think it is. I've put a new shafty thing in there and a new Hoozle Gengar and a Watsy Doodle. So, you know, it'll work just great. So, my grandfather used to say something. I go, "What are you making, Granddad?" He'd go, "I'm making a wigwam for the goose's bridle." Has anyone ever heard of that? I have no idea what he meant. Right. So there we go. That looks not at all depressing. Right, so I'll just pop this over here and we'll secure it, and then we'll have to secure another plinth for the... I will make a very quick platform for this so that we don't waste any further time. The platform, here we come. Right. Out you come, out you come. Put them on that so. Hopefully they'll do it. That looks a little bit too... Let's do it that way. Will that cause issues? More than likely. Going to do it anyway, because I need to have it at the right height rather than anything else. So, let's just... we'll just add a little bit here and a little bit there. That sounds like a good idea. Do you know why I use this voice? It's not the voice of a professional. Here I am. I'm probably, at this time of night, you think you're a cross between Jim Carrey and Robin Williams. Or is it Robbie Williams? One of them sings depressing songs. One of them does depressing movies. One of them does stupid movies. Okay, so I'll just pop that out there now. It is about to explode, but that's all right. I mean, not literally explode, only figuratively. I've been teaching the wood onomatopoeia, so it goes. Not yet.
Sorry.
Yeah, you will be.
You will be. You will be.
When Yoda did that particular bit, I'm not afraid.
You will be. You will be.
He really didn't do Sirius that well. Not really, did he? As an aside, yeah, I am using a thoroughly cammed screw. So it's a function of not being able to go to a hardware store at 1 a.m. Maybe if you live in America, you can. I can't because I'm not living in America. I said to deport me anyway. Here we go. Yoink. Whoop. Nearly dropped it on the Jats crackers. Okay. So that's that done. So what I might have to do is we'll do a quick one-handed calibration run, and that's about it because I don't have much water in my water thing, and we'll just start running it, see what happens. And the water. How's the water going? Come on, you can go. And when I get the water running, what I'll do is I'll literally hold it as I do the OPAL stuff, because I think we're not going to get the viewing platform up tonight, because the last thing I'm going to do is I'm going to do a quick test OPAL, and I think that it's about bedtime after that. There we go. All right, so it's not going the right place, I get it, but it will be. So, whoop, correct. There we go. So we get that going the right spot. We'll be getting that going the right spot. We'll be popping that over here. There it goes. And then we can just start playing a game of negotiation. It might even work better if I've got it sitting there on the plinth. I don't know. I think we're in a fail mode definitely with the water allocation. So welcome to Australia. That's pretty much how Australia works. Failure with water allocation. That's not where I want you. Nah, don't care. What we'll do is we'll do it very ad hoc. See if we can get an OPAL done. Believe it or not, I've got a pretty good OPAL here, and I wouldn't mind getting this one cut. So it's going to be a case of grab OPAL, try and cut it, and then we'll finish the evening's entertainments. Just trying to find out where that OPAL, because it has been a wee bit busy here. But I did it before. Is it that one? Let's have a look. Not that one. I'll pop OPALs down here so it at least looks interesting, the darn thing. Right, so here we go. Here we go. Is it that one? Well, it could be that one. It's a nice one. It's not that one. The one I'm looking for is somewhat recognisable. We are going to run out of water so fast. Okay. There it is. That's the one, I'm sure of it. That is not the one, I'm sure of it. Okay. Moving on. You know what? That's not one, but it looks nice. What I'll do is I'll get a nice one out of the top drawer. But this one was super nice. I mean, totally super nice. Maybe it's up here. Put it up here. Maybe that one. No, too thin. That one, no. That one, no. That one, no. Nope, 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 nope. Nope, nope. I'll find it in the morning. You can't miss it. So it'll be there somewhere. It's like shining green, like the sun, because the sun's green, isn't it? Yes. Go Phil, you and your amazing metaphors. All right, here we go. Let's have a look at this one. Why is this one in the cool? I'm not going to use that one. I'm going to grab a handful, and when I find a good one, I will commence. No, that one's got some redeeming features. We won't use it because I need to plan it out. That one? Nah. That one. Oh, whoa. That one. There, that one's nice. All right. Okay. Here we go. Let's show you what we've got here. May have to go here. Okay, there we go. See if we can get it shining in the camera lens. There we go. Got it a bit, got it a bit, got it a bit. Let's go. Come on, you can do this. You can do this. You can see it shining a little bit. That's good enough. Let's just get it going and see if we can collect. I'm sure that's good. So what was that in the little hole there? See if we can get it all to come out. What I might do, hold it up like that. Yep, there we go. Perfect. Not quite so perfect actually. There we go, better. All right, let's turn it on again and see if we can get it out. Well, whatever it is, it's not there now. Yeah, it is. like it's making much of an issue. I reckon it's a dead insect or something. Oh well, let's just keep going. Right. Right, so let's take this off. So they say curiosity killed the cat, but certainly doesn't have to kill the lapidrist. So let's have a quick look and see what it is that is causing this thing to happen. This is nice opal, by the way. Is that a nice opal too? No, not the one I'm looking for. These are not the opals you're looking for. Right. Grab a thing. There's the thing. We will open it up. We'll turn the water off. Oh, Jordan. Okay. All in that sequence. Excellent. I'm glad we got that. There's a thing we can use over here. Excellent. Let's pop that in. And then we'll just undo this. What I'm going to do is I'm going to try and work out what it is in that. No, came undone. That's okay because I didn't tighten it up that well. Okay, that's not doing the job I was hoping it would do. You can just use a dop stick or anything really. I just found the world's most inappropriate thing to use. Right, so time to tip it out and see what we get. Well, that was interesting. That looked like important things. Try and get them. Not that. There's look like little pieces of spring or something, and there are things like that within the mechanism. Not that. Not that. Sorry, because I've been doing a lot of modifications, I've got stuff everywhere, so it's hard to determine what I've been dropping on the ground. Yeah, it's this. Right, that is important, probably. I think it's a part of a spring or a washer within the mechanism itself. What I'm guessing is I'll turn it back on and we'll see if it actually is a bit more stable without the debris, but it might just not work at all. We'll see. First things first, I'll try and get some more of that spout. I think we're good now. For a certain value of good. Right. So let's put the paraphernalias back in and we'll see what it looks like. This time I'll tighten it up properly. I am getting very tired, so I better finish this off soon. So we have to put the collar in and stuff first. So what I'll do is I'll just zoom out so that you're not seeing something boring. What'd you say? Yes, I hope I'm doing well too. Nice to have you on board with Stephen Pollock. Right. So let's move this over here and this over here so you can see what I'm doing. That'll work out a bit. I can just pop it here. Not too much. Zoom out a bit. There we go. Zoom out a bit more. Looks like I'm doing this one-handed because I haven't got the viewing platform up and running yet, so I'm going to have to put the things in with one hand and commentate, chew gum, walk, all the things. And how am I going to do this? If I can do this one-handed, I've got a circus act. Right, here we go. I'm going to have to put you down for a sec. Not like, you know, fatally. Right, so we'll pop this in here. And then get it in. Right, we've got that sorted. Now I can replace that with a screw. Pop this in here. Good. Put it in, tighten her up. This is so much easier than the previous system, which was hopeless. One thing I'm going to want to find out is, does it still do the wanderings now that all the debris, which I'm presuming are perfectly fine and don't have anything to do with the proper operation of this thing at all. Once all the debris are out, is that going to improve, hamper, indifference, the performance of this thing? Right, let's have a go. Zoom, zoom, zoom. Zoom in. So you can get to see it, you know, extreme close up. Extreme close up. Let's give it a go. What's it going to do now? Yeah, let's get it like that. Well, I was guessing that bit. Yes, I know what you mean. Okay, so that's clearly working just a treat. I'm wondering, I'm going to do more tomorrow because we're a bit short on time. I've got work to do tomorrow, so yeah, it's got play there, and that's the problem. Normally, you know, come out and play, it's fine, but not this kind of play. This is the play that you don't like. I don't think it's going to be fatal for the cutting. It's just going to create a lot of vibration. Can I damp that vibration? Possibly. I don't want to use the old system because, how do I put it? It's hopeless. So I reckon I'm better off just putting up with bits of vibration and stuff. I might want to even try and get the universal joint out of there. I think that's what they call it. Because this thing, I mean, it's really, there's no redeeming features to that. None. This, with all of its play, is still better than this. So I think we're going to give up on this, and I'm going to try and find a nice old Dremel which has got its old attachments still attached. It's the price of progress, guys. They say we're going to replace it with a better. Guess what I found? That might have come in handy a little while ago. Okay. That's all we've got time for. Flipping us round. I'll give a bird update later on. Pony's alright. I'll make a frame to hold the phone. It never ends, does it? And then I'll clean up at some point too. Oh boy. Update on my father. He's still doing okay. But it's not as nice as we would have liked it to be. So things are looking pretty grim. But grim but hopeful is basically how we're viewing it. And that's why I've been a little bit off the rails recently. But that's okay. I'll get back into it soon enough. Okay guys, I want you all to have a wonderful evening, morning, afternoon, whatever it is in your neck of the woods. Dr. Phil out.